Hey, this your girl Michelle Diva. I'm bringing you another episode of Married to Medicine, Season 12, Episode 10, Med Gala Payback. Okay, if you are new here, welcome y'all. Welcome. We do reviews here, and this is the Diva Nation, okay? And if you're returning, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. We all family here. Okay, this your crazy cousin. All right, give me a thumbs up. Keep me in the algorithm, y'all. Keep me in the algorithm. All right, give me a thumbs up, like and share and subscribe to my channel, and we will begin. All right, so they still on the sun. They still on the cruise. They about to take. Well, hold on, back it up. They still on their girls trip. And they about to take a cruise. I was like, I don't know, I messed that all up. They about to take a sunset cruise. Dr. Contessa pranks them with a little tugboat that they was going on. And they like, ain't nobody going on there. I done got it all dressed up and I'm going to get on there. So she started laughing. And they go to a bigger boat down the way. With some food, drinks, and everything like that. Toya said, I'm not drinking vodka. She said, because I'm not falling off the boat. Because last season, she drank that vodka and she sure did fall off that damn boat. Anyway, so in Atlanta, the men meet up and they play darts, okay? So Dr. Scott got glaucoma, bless his heart, okay? So he said it's messing up his peripheral vision, okay? So he can't see the wing, okay? So Curtis is his seeing eye dog right now, okay? He said it's the big red dog, okay? Dr. Eugene in the confessional talking about the things on the body that a doctor can't go wrong is his eyesight and his hands. Toya was like, what about his penis? Read the room, okay? We know all the men don't want their penis to go, okay? All the men don't want their penis to go, okay? He talking about doctors. Doctors, okay? He ain't talking about nothing else. Shut up, bitch. Okay, thank you, okay? So, anyway, Steve can't wait till his wife get back. He going through it with little Stevie. Bless his heart, little Stevie. I hope they get him, the right, training and, direction, cause, they can't, they just got to be a little more trained, And I don't want to say it like that, like they training like they dogs or whatever. I'm just saying, they just need a little more support and stuff like that. So they'll regulate their emotions and things like that. So, they do need to build a lot of autism centers. We only got I think it's only one in Atlanta. And they said they're busting at the seams, okay? So they need to build way more because there's plenty of autistic kids coming down the pipe. Coming down the pipe. I see them more and more in the hospital. Anyway, moving on. So he said when she come back, he gonna take a trip, and Curtis said, yeah, you gonna go to the Louis shop because Steve be dripped up. He be dripped in Louis Vuitton, honey, head to toe. Okay, head to toe. So, King said, they sex fell off. It ain't 15 a week no more. And so he said, and then he didn't tell the guys about the IVF results. So back to the girls. Dr. Contessa bragging about how she getting the ladies back together and how they're better than how they came at the beginning. So, Dr. Heavenly scoots over to Dr. Simone and she gives him a hug and she gives him a kiss, and it's kind of like partially on the lips, like there's like right there. So But then Dr. Simone still playing the victim, that don't mean nothing and all that other stuff. Dr. Simone, grow up. Grow up, my Pisces sister, grow up. Your birthday coming up too, but grow up. Okay. Um, so what else? What we got going on? Okay, so Quad was like, shit, can we just dance? And I was like, I know, right? So they put on some music and they dance, and Angel twerking, honey. She twerking too, honey. I can't twerk to save my motherfucking life. Okay, I can't twerk. I just don't. It don't work. It don't work. I be trying. No, I be trying. It don't work. It be looking all raggedy and retarded and shit. I was like, I don't think that's the dance for me. I could do all the rest of that shit though. I can do all the rest of that shit. I could do that. I could do it. But that twerking, that back. I can't make my ass clap though. I can't make my ass clap because that has to deal with the thighs, and I got plenty of those. Okay, so I can make the ass clap, but I can't twerk to save my damn life. Laughing at my damn self. Laughing at my damn self. I can't twerk to save my life. Moving on. Okay. And Dr. Heavenly Angel talking about, where did she learn these dance moves from? So she thinking that she was a stripper and shit. And she may have been, we don't know. She may have been that to get through nursing school. I don't know. But we know she got her body done. We know that. But she may have been a stripper. We don't know, but she an RN now. That's all that really matter now. How she got it, we don't give a fuck. Okay. As long as she got it. Okay. So now she a nurse now. And so she was like, she ain't always been an angelic. Yeah, she may not have been, okay? But she a nurse now, and that's all that really matter. Back to Atlanta. King says, what you think the ladies up to? And Dr. Eugene said, fussing. I know that's right. And then Dr. Damon, he all dry. Yeah, maybe. King said, he said, Quad told me all the girls have a problem with Toya. And he was like, what? Really? He was like, yeah, because King was like, because they ain't support Heavenly. And so Dr. Eugene was like, well, that should be Heavenly's issue. It shouldn't be all the girls' issue. It should just be Heavenly's issue. But he was like, Toya, big girl, she'll be okay. And then Dr. Damon, of course, gonna say, Heavenly, he is gonna earn all of you guys' support, from everybody, because she the truth, she the real deal. Boo, tomato, Dr. Daddy Damon, okay? Listen, I need to see more of Heavenly before she get my vote, okay? Because I live in her district, okay? All right, but this little town hall that they had at the bottom there, at the end, no. But it also depends on who she running against. Because if she just running against some raggedy shit, then she gonna get my vote. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's the lesser of two evils. But she got she got to get a little better than this to get my vote. Okay, unless she running get some raggedy shit, then yeah, she'll get my vote just by default. Moving on. Anyway, like I said, Dr. Heavenly got this little town hall so she can answer the damn questions. Brandy said, what about the people that's concerned about you being on a reality TV show and arguing and fighting, and you not having a certain standard? And so they do show a montage of all these arguments that Heavenly was having. And so Heavenly was like, I can't change the past, but I do have a moral standard. I'm not a felon. Oh, okay. So she taking shots at Trump. I'm not a felon. Is that the bar? So you're not a felon, so that's the reason why they gonna vote for you. Okay, so she taking shots at Trump. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I didn't vote for Trump, so I'm not mad at it. I'm not a felon. So then Jackie said, "Who?" Dr. Jackie said, "Who is your politician mentor?" Lord, Dr. Heavenly said, "Quad Web Lumpsford." Girl, what? 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 Oh my God. What? First of all, Quad was like, I'm not even married to that man no more. I ain't been married to that man for almost 10 years, okay? So that's the first thing. Second thing, she said political mentor, not just your mentor, a political mentor. You could have said Kamala Harris. You could have said AOC. You could have said Jasmine Crockett. You could have said Stacey Abrams. You could have said Maxine Waters. You could have said Shirley Chisholm. Okay. You could have said anybody but Quad. Okay. See, you ain't gonna get my vote with this shit. Okay, you ain't gonna get my vote with this shit. And so, Angel said, "How are you the most qualified?" Dr. Heavenly talking about, I've had many businesses. I've done payroll. I've been a mother. I've been a wife. And if you've been a mother, you can do anything. First of all, I do agree with that. But second of all, because you built many businesses, that's the reason why they voted for Trump, because he was a businessman. So that's not good. That's not good. We got to figure out something else, because that's why they voted for Trump, because he was a businessman. And you see what the fuck happened there. Okay. So, but she said people on Medicare and Medicaid are the most sick, and I feel like it's a calling. I get with that part right there. I do get with that part, because people on Medicaid and Medicare are the most sick. They kicking people off of disability. That big beautiful bill raised my mama's insulin to $500 goddamn dollars from $35. I get that. I get that. You need to stick with that. You need to stick with that shit. Don't be talking about you a businessman, businesswoman, and and you are the mama and the wife, and you can do no, stick with that kind of shit. Because as long as you lower the price of insulin, you gonna get a whole lot of folk, including my mama. Okay, you gonna get a whole lot of folk. Okay. Dr. Contessa gonna call, ask her. I follow you on all your social media. You're very quick to anger, and will you retaliate on people that don't support you? And so Dr. Heavenly was like, "That's rude. That's nasty." So they shut it all down. Because Dr. Heavenly can't take too much else, so they just shut it down, and then they take a picture on the boat, and they get the fuck off the boat. Okay. The next morning they pack and they eating breakfast. Toya want to talk about the Med Gala. They had to push it back because the event space is too small. Apparently, the Met Gala is growing, so they had to get a bigger place. And the theme is visual art. I would think the theme would be medical shit. Why I don't understand how you got a theme of the Met Gala. The theme should be medical people. What's the visual art thing? What the fuck is that? Well, but whatever, you like it, I love it. So they all put in money for the Met Gala on previous years, but Toya never put anything. So that's the reason why they put her in charge. So she gon' know how much and what it takes to put the Met Gala on, and if you don't meet your money, you gonna have to put your money in, and that's why they put her in charge. So Toya was like, "How much you want to donate?" And so Qual and Jackie and Simone was like, "Well, we put in last year and you didn't." Okay, but Jackie said, "Well, I paid for everything last year, so." Toya was like, well, last year was the event for y'all, but this year is the event for us, or it'll be our event. And Quad and Dr. Heavenly was like, no, it's always been our event, okay? But you don't never put in no money, but it's always been our event. Okay, you don't never do nothing for it. You don't never trying to help or nothing, but it's always been our event. Okay. And then Quad just break everything. I said, there's something I need to tell y'all. So Toya was like, well, can we finish the Med Gala conversation, please? And so Dr. Heavenly said, no, she got something to say. So she, and she told them about the IVF journey, where she went all the way to Ghana, and she got them little 2 eggs or them 2 eggs, and they fertilized, but they didn't grow into anything, and so she has no viable eggs and stuff like that, and so Jackie tears up, and she admits that she should have froze her eggs when Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone telling her in the 30s, you should freeze your eggs now so you'll have them when you're ready to have kids. But, she wasn't thinking about it freezing no damn eggs or whatever she was doing. She was doing quad. She was on Sister Circle. She was on this. She was on that. She was Miss Quad, Miss Quad, Miss Quad, and now you ain't got no damn egg. Okay, so so that's the problem here. So she crying, and so Angel was like, it's not over. We're gonna keep praying. We're gonna keep praying. And then they, get ready and they get on the flight. Quad, come here. You should, if you really want to be a mama, you should continue trying. If you got the money, you should continue trying to do IVF with donor sperm. Okay? All right. You and King broke up anyway. Donor sperm. Okay? All right? That's what you need to do. Okay? If that's what you want to do. All right? That's what you need to do. Just donor sperm and your egg, and you get pregnant and you see. Now, if you can't carry the baby, then you're going to have to figure out a surrogate. But if that's what you really want to do, but it's a lot on your body and all that other stuff. So if that's what you want to do, but adoption is always good. Okay. You took care of Mason, and you took care of the other girl, oh, rest in peace, baby, who passed away in the pools. You took care of her. You took care of your nephew and stuff like that. You can adopt. Okay. It's not over. You can be a mama. Okay. Anyway, we're moving on. They come home. Steve is elated because Dr. Mimi is home. Dr. Jackie got a scrub line. Okay. Just like Angel. Okay. She says she been in the medical field for 30 years. And I said, just 30 years? I said, shit, I've been in the medical field for 40 years. I've been in the medical field since 1990. I've been a CNA. I've been a medical assistant. I've been a phlebotomist. And I've been a nurse, RN for 30 years. A BSN RN. I got my degree. But I've been a nurse for 30 years. Yeah. So I was just like, just 30 years, shit. You old? Not. You older than me, okay? You older than me. You know, you in your 60s, and I'm in my 50s. You know, so I was just like, oh, just 30 years, okay, all right, whatever. Anyway, so she said she been in the medical field for 30 years, and the other scrubs have just been around for a hot minute. That was a shot at Angel Scrubs. Okay, that was a shot at Angel Scrubs. Okay, so she gonna do a photo shoot with Derek Blanks called "Clinic to the Cocktail." Who in the fuck wearing scrubs to the club or to the happy hour? Who in the fuck who in the fucking doing that? Who getting out work and wearing scrubs to happy hour? Ain't nobody doing that shit. Ain't nobody doing that shit. You nasty as fuck when you get off of work. That's the first thing you want to do is get in a goddamn shower. That's nasty as shit. It's people coughing on you, people sneezing on you and shit like that. Blood be flying out, you know. Shit. No, thank you. No, thank you. See, you kill that. I don't give a fuck what the scrub look like that you could wear to the club. That shit is not going to the club. It's not going to the happy hour. That's nasty as shit. But that's what she want to do. So she got like scrubs with heels on. That's stupid as shit. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I was like, this shit, this some bullshit. But that's what she got going on. So Quad and King talk. Quad telling the king about the trip, but he talking about get to the good part. Shut up, bitch. He get on my nerves. And so then she talking about the IVF journey, and King was like, "You cried a river." Shut the fuck up. Ugh. So then Quad don't know if she gonna try again. So back to this Derek Blank photo shoot. Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Contessa, Quad, and Toya is in the photo shoot. I don't know where Dr. Simone is. How come we ain't got no Dr. Simone, Dr. Mimi? You know, you ain't call them. You ain't call your best friend? I don't know. So then Toya want to talk about this Med Gala. She was like, you know, we gonna put in 2,500 like we did last year. Quad said we ain't get 2,500 from you last year, so you put in 2,500. You put in 5,000, okay, and then we put in 2,500. And Toya apologizes for her nasty attitude in the previous years, and then Toya was like, "I'm trying to get corporate sponsors." And Quad, she tell Quad she want her to be the secretary. Quad laughed and she was like, "I ain't nobody's secretary. I ain't typing no memos and getting nobody coffee and shit." And Dr. Heavenly was like, "Ain't people supposed to pick what they want?" And so Dr. Heavenly start arguing with Toya, and then Dr. Heavenly's like, "I ain't doing this with you." And then she walk out, and then she say goodbye, Simone, but Dr. Simone wasn't there, so she was talking about Dr. Jackie, and then she was like, "Well, whatever her name is." Then Quad goes get Heavenly to come back. Then Dr. Heavenly gonna drop the bomb and say that Toya, Jackie said that you were difficult to work with and you was unprofessional. And Jackie was like, "I ain't say that. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly like, "Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That's what you said. That's what you said." She was like, "I ain't say that." Then Dr. Jackie, and then Dr. Contessa was like, "You can't tell to Dr. Heavenly anything." She was like, "But I think that Dr. Jackie said that." And so Dr. Jackie was like, "Listen, I'm out of here." She was like, "Derek, come take my picture. Come take my picture." So Dr. Heavenly still yelling at Toya, talking about what have you done? What have you done? Toya was like, I've done the website, I've done the logo. Then she popped Dr. Heavenly on the ass. And so Dr. Heavenly said the last person was unhinged for touching me now. And then everybody laughed. And that was the end of the episode. Okay, so give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace, y'all.